You know.
But guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
There's clauses in that contract.
After Jake beats Mike.
You're calling that out. You're calling that out.
I'm calling it out. But after
By
Jake,
what?
by knockout.
Oh. Bro, what?
Roses are red, violets are blue. My co-host Ross is hungover as shh, and I hope you aren't too.
And just remember, summer's coming, baby, and I pee in pools.
By the way, Lewis Taylor's an OG. This is the second part of our podcast with him. It's a dope show. Lewis is the man.
Nothing but positivity and structure, baby. Let's rock and roll.
What did you think about being a member of the PFL? What did you think about Jake Paul getting involved with that organization? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, at first, I wasn't a fan.
Right.
But I was with Jake like 2 weeks ago. And I was with, because I cornered Juana in Puerto Rico. Juana Walton. Shout out to Walton family. And Jake's cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times he gets a bad rep. I'm like, bro, it's cool. His hospitality is A1. I got nothing negative to say. And he's only going to help the PFL continue to dominate like it is. It just bought the second biggest organization in the world, which is Bellator. Bellator is gone. The PFL is here. Now you got fights happening in Saudi Arabia. Never happened before. So you can't hold on to what you think how the world, at one point, like I said earlier, Japan was the mecca of fighting, and now it's not. Now it's irrelevant. You understand? So we don't know where this is going to go. And Jake is his presence as a YouTuber, as a fighter, as an entrepreneur, the man has the Midas touch. Look at him, So I don't mind. Again, a lot of people, I can question Kim Kardashian, right? When she first came in, it wasn't under the best light. The camera lights wasn't right. I could attest to that part. But she ended up turning everybody in her family into millionaires and billionaires. So how it started versus how it's going. Yeah.
This is a two-part question. So I think a lot of people's qualm, maybe with Jake Paul, at least mine anyways, I don't like the fact that he's like calling out Hall of Famers like Anderson Silva. It's disrespectful, on my opinion, to the sport to be fighting these legendary fighters that have put so much into the world of fighting and calling them out when they're in their older. Yeah, I think that's just not. I don't like that. Right?
Okay,
that's just my thoughts on
that. Let's play devil's advocate. Anderson Silva's biggest paycheck in the UFC. Does he make more money fighting Jake, or does that cap?
When he was a champion, though.
No.
How much did he weigh?
No, nobody made money until after Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Nobody made money until after Conor. So everybody before Conor made peanuts. They had contracts. You got to imagine, if I give Anderson Silva $500,000, he's coming from a poor country of Brazil at the time. He's happy. You understand? Should he have made $10 million? Yeah, but he got $500,000. Is he richer than everybody else on the card? Yeah, but did he get what he was really worth? No. So now, if you offer him a fight with Paul, which is going to pay him, you're talking $5 million, $10 million. That's still so much money to help his own family. So even though it is disrespectful, it's a blessing. So people are getting it misconstrued, even with the Mike Tyson thing. Like Jake Paul is fighting Mike. That's a blessing for Mike. Mike, all right, I've been knocked out before. I've done that. This is not asking me to do something I've never done. This is not a Diddy moment. Now, I can go.
You talking about a Diddy?
Yeah, I'm just saying. If you understand, like this is not asking him or Anderson to do something he's never done. This is actually blessing him. This is reinvigorating. Is it unfair? Yes, it is. But it's Jake saying, what aging fighter with a name that I can build my name off of and that people would hate me but still watch and I can still make a ton of money.
Yeah.
So the marketing part of him, is there. But I'm saying you got to remember that MMA fighters are broke. Even the ones whose names you know, unless they were strategically smart with their money, we're broke. Mind you, I only had $1 million to play with. I'm struggling, but I was blessed enough to catch it at an age where I knew I couldn't trick it off. But when you get money early, what do? You trick it off.
What was your the money that you made as opposed to like the $1 million? Like what was like the lowest that you got?
For the PFL in
No, just whatever. I mean, obviously, like obviously undercards or just like
the least money I've made for a fight was $500. And I had a manager wanted his percent of that. So that'll tell you. Imagine making $500 and then somebody saying I need my 10%.
Yeah. We gotta go back to that real quick. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. That doesn't not at all. You're not like, why is he doing like, you know what I'm saying? Because Mike Tyson's such a legend.
Besides the money fact, and I get what Matt's saying. Like
I get what he's saying, and no disrespect to Mike, but he had other things that's darkened it.
So
but just from a fighter, as a fighter,
do I think it's right? No, but if they paid these fighters what they Mike had issues. We all know financial issues. Don King, people sucked him dry, but he's been rebuilding his legacy, and he's well off. He don't even need that money.
Right.
So, but for whatever reason, he's taking it. So, and he's not at gunpoint to take that. You know how they used to do old boxers where they forced them. They would literally keep them only enough, and then force them to take these terrible fights at the ends of their careers, and
build up the other
and build up the other guy. Mike's not in that position. Mike. You know what I'm saying? Mike came back to Roy Jones fight, his marijuana business, his book. Mike is doing all right for him. But if somebody say, yo, you want another $15 million?
What if it's $15 million for him to take a dive?
It might be, but are you tuning in to watch?
That's the thing, though. I don't want to watch it because I don't want to see it. But I'm going to watch it, though.
Just as a martial arts myself, doing my whole life, and as a lifelong fan of martial arts, like it just... all aspects of fighting. It's just really hard for me to see some dude from YouTube.
It is, but I'm gonna tell you this too. That ain't the Jake that y'all got to get that YouTube dude up out your head.
He's got skills now.
No. I'm saying the man skills. The man has a complete team.
Yeah,
he's got the money now.
Yeah,
he's been had the money. That the thing is, he was training long before he ever called out anybody. People just didn't know it. They thought he was just a YouTube dude calling out Tyrone Woodley. He's been in the gym training. And when you look at his staff now, everybody in his circle, from a breathing coach to the conditioning coach, pad holder, everybody has one job and one job only, to be there and get that done. You go upstairs, you got a PFL MMA cage already right there. Right. So you telling me when he calls out the next MMA guy, I'm going to beat him on the ground. He's already training MMA.
But here's the thing, though. I give him respect, and for him training, he's doing it without a doubt. He's in the gym, he's training. Now you were just at that fight, and you were cornering a boxer, right?
Yes.
What's his name?
Juana Watson.
Yeah, and no disrespect to him. He's obviously been training his whole life, right? That guy's been training his whole life, man, and not a lot of people know who he is.
Yeah.
And Jake Paul just jumps in here, and you got dudes. You got dudes have like
that is 100% correct.
There's guys that have belts, and we don't even know who the hell that dude is. And they're like, why doesn't Jake Paul fight those dudes? And then let's go.
The guy he just fought, tomato can, but I still got a picture with him.
First round.
But I'm still gonna respect him because he fought 18 times, 18-0. He built his boxing is padded a 100%. Lot of times, and this guy built his whole career. He can go back to driving Ubers now, but he has a couple million in the bank now that he would be driving Ubers till he died to get. And I'm just saying, like, if you look at the Jake Paul story from only one perspective, it's gonna be he's the bad guy. But if you look at it like, I just helped this guy who would have never made the money. I'm not saying it's right. I don't want to see him fight Mike Tyson. I don't want to see him fight Anderson. I want them to fight real boxers who can contend. But to his argument, no, he has to fight a bunch of those, tomato cans and Paddish record to get to the Canelos, and they, because the Canelos and them don't want to fight him. But he's still going to get paid right now. So he can still take you, or Jake Paul calls you right now and say, let's fight.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
100% I'll do it. I'm not saying I'll win, but I'll 100%.
And this is what we're saying. I mean, I agree. Like, I love the fact that he's building the sport up for people that need to make money. You know, you're talking about Anderson Silva, $500,000. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like, as a childhood fan,
Okay.
just like say Mike Tyson.
Let's speak on this. Let's speak on this. I'm still playing devil's advocate for Jake because I see the other word. All right. Let's speak on a situation in Puerto Rico. So, in that fight, the main event wasn't Jake. It was the two women fighters who people don't even like women boxers. Two women fighters fighting in 3-round, not 2-round, 3-minute rounds. And again, that was the marquee, was putting women's fighting ahead of it. And on the flip side, while I was there, Jake is also opening up multiple gyms in the poor country of Puerto Rico, which is a part of America also. But I'm just saying, though, he's there. He's opening up facilities for these people to give them avenues. The same people who we're saying, yo, why don't he fight? He's helped. He's not just taking from the sport. He's building the sport as well. But that's the part that's not being shown. You know what I'm saying? And that's him flying people who need surgeries across the state who can't afford it to get the eye surgeries and this and that. That's the part that's not being shown. Him opening up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more to it, but they're only going to emphasize the bad part because that's the persona that the world needs to see, to hate him, to come see him lose. And people want to see him lose. They don't want to see him win.
Right.
So if they're going to pay to see him lose, he's doing what he needs to do. I don't agree with the way, but it's working. Yeah. So some people much smarter than us, they're banking it. Yeah. They're banking it.
So we talked to Shoney about this as well, just from a professional fighter's vantage point. And Shoney doesn't. He said that he thought it was staged. A lot of those fights are staged. What do you think on that? He thought people were taking a dive.
He thought Anderson Silva was a ghost punch.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. That is above my pay grade. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Some of them are very suspect. Very suspect. You slow it down, you look at it. But at the same time, in a matter of time, we're going to find out. If he keeps fighting, we're going to find out. Right. And I just don't think Tyson's going to take a dive. He might knock Tyson out for real, but I don't think Tyson's the man. Tyson's like, you don't beat me, you for the beat me.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing, though. I don't think, and that's like, and obviously, I'm like, I don't want to watch, and man, and we're like, dude, we're not watching.
You're watching. You're watching.
You know what I'm saying?
But you're watching just so you can talk.
It's like, dude, right? But like, Jake Paul, if I like him or I don't, right? It's Mike Tyson, and I don't think Mike Tyson, no matter how much money, that's his pride, dude. Like, his ring is his thing. No, and here's the flip side to it. Like, you know, he's older, bro.
Wait,
and like, I don't want to see him lose like that. You know what I'm saying? We watched him lose because he was like doing all the cocaine and partying, whatever. It's cool. You know, changed his life around, got back together. You know, whatever. We don't know what his financial situations are. You know,
but guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
There's clauses in that contract.
After Jake beats Mike.
You're calling that out. You're calling that out.
I'm calling it out. But after
by
Jake,
what?
By knockout.
Bro, what? Are you serious?
I'm just saying.
Really?
I'm just saying. Listen.
I mean, he is world champion.
I can't hear.
Listen.
Really?
Listen. After Jake gets this done.
What round?
5th.
Ooh,
listen.
Okay.
After Jake gets this done, you're gonna hate Jake more.
Oh, I mean, he just keeps growing.
You understand?
But we're talking about Tyson.
Are you? But everybody in the world is gonna hate Jake Paul more after this Tyson.
You can hate him more already.
That's my point. How? And it's gonna happen. You're gonna hate him more for him destroying the legacy of somebody you respected who really put it in, really came for it.
Dog.
Yeah. But you're gonna hate him more, and you're gonna root for him.
Who does he fight after that?
But my point
Canelo?
is, possibly.
I am like I don't hate him. I just don't like what he was
but
doing.
You're gonna root. But my thing is,
if he knocked out Tyson, I hate you.
No, but that's my thing.
If you knock out Tyson, I hate you, Jake Paul.
Jake knows this, bro. He knows they're gonna hate me, and then whoever I put, they're gonna continue to want. Like they say, whether they love you or hate you, as long as they're watching, that's all that matters. And after the Tyson fight, so many people are gonna talk. Without a doubt, bro, it's not relevant. It's a non-relevant fight, but we just spent 10 minutes talking about it.
Yeah, because it's insane.
But it's non-relevant, but it's relevant because it is right now. It's happening.
Yeah.
So
why do you think he's gonna knock him out? Honestly,
because the age difference. I think Tyson could take the shot. I think Tyson might get knocked. I think Tyson will be okay. I think they'll hug and they'll be cool. They'll go out, have some shots. They'll laugh at the money they just made. And we'll sit here and be pissed, and they'll be somewhere in Puerto Rico having a good time.
It's an interesting vantage point that you present when you say you're going to hate him more. Yes, 100%. A lot of people, the world's going to hate you. Knock out Mike Tyson, especially at this. That's some straight up like villain, Joker, like villain. You know what I mean?
And so you're gonna continue to root for his downfall.
Yeah.
And so even if you find him irrelevant, you're like, please, somebody, Mike Perry. Canelo, somebody knock this man out.
Yeah.
Just so you could celebrate, just so you could say finally, just so it could get done. And he'll build up, he's building it up just for that moment.
Yeah.
Just in that moment, he might make $200 million. But look at his brother Floyd. Bro,
Right?
it's a game,
When
bro.
Pookie Man tried around,
They're eating, bro. And it's a money game.
But Floyd can still move, and he's still good.
He still couldn't take out. But Logan's big as hell. That's another thing too.
A huge weight difference.
These people, I'm like, bro. And I love boxers. I love you guys, but you guys act like your skill set is godly. Yeah. Stop it. Yeah. You talk to boxers, they act like their hands are like godly.
That's the thing. I don't like going from like, I did MMA and all of a sudden you go to a boxing gym. It's like they're trying to take your head off.
Bro.
It's like, dude, come on, man. Like, it's like, oh man, you did MMA. I'm like, dude, I did MMA like 5 years ago, dog. We're boxing.
Like, mind you, I'm older. I'm 44 right now. So I've been in this game since the beginning. When MMA just started and we had to introduce ourselves to the boxing gym, they hated our guts. Their only goal was to knock us out. That's why I went to boxing gyms every day, if not every day, 3 times a week. And never really progressed because I could only survive. All I could do was survive. And then when I would, my other MMA friends who would say, "Hey, look, we finna come spar," and I'd be like, "Hey, bro, this is boxing day." I would tell them, and then when the sessions were over, they'd be like, "What the fuck? That's what y'all on?" Yeah. I'd be like, "Bro, I told you this is boxers. They don't, they'd be like, because they would think MMA guys, people think we're crazy, psychotic, or whatever. We're the nicest guys on the earth." And we're in there just trying to touch, but we're going to throw a little leather, but we're just making each other better. We're not trying to KO each other in sparring rounds. Boxers don't have that mentality. They are there to destroy you in the sparring round. So my only thing that saved me when I went to learn how to box was the fact I had power in both hands. And if they would come to knock me out, as the owner of the gyms used to always want them to do, I would knock them out because they would be, so reckless, and they only take me one left or right. I'm like, even though I'm not a great boxer, but if I hit you, you're human. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need to be a high-level boxer to knock out a high-level boxer. Because especially if I'm boxing like a dude who don't know how to box, who's just trying to play it safe, and you're coming at me trying to well on me, you left yourself open because you didn't respect. And then a lot of times the high-level boxers would turn around and tell the coach, he'd be like, get him. 3-time world champion Leo we mid-spar round. Leo stopped and turned around and was like, you get in here and get him. Like, you like this kid hits like a Mack truck. Like, you get in here and get him. Because the guy was like, he just wanted me to be knocked out all the time. Like, and they never knocked me out, thank God. But that was their goal. He used to whisper in their ears, and it became, after 2 years or 3 years of him never getting what he wanted, it just spilled over. And then people would be like, Walu and Sam don't get along. I'm like, bro, the man never has ever, Kelowna, never wanted to help me get better.
Dude, I walked in that gym and I was like, oh, you have any background? I was like, oh, I used to do MMA. And he's like, well, this is not, it wasn't him, it was someone else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not, it's a boxing gym. I said, I know, bro. Like, I'm just,
bro.
And then, like, I was talking to somebody yesterday. I'm like, I don't like going to these gyms, man, because we're just, my feet are in the sand and we're just swinging, dog. Like, I'm down to do a dog fight, but we're not learning. And we're just beating the shit out of each other for no reason, dude. And I don't even like headgear, dude. I don't like headgear.
Me neither.
It's move around my head.
And then you can't see, and it's shots that you would have missed.
Or
you get clipped.
It's in your head. It's got around your head. Touching on that, no, not touching on that, but veering off of that, I will say this, right? There's a huge reason why Belal Muhammad is where he's at right now, and it's because of you.
Oh, that's on him.
I mean, it's not him, but
it's on him. Yeah,
he will say that you're the one who got him in the gym. How was it that you saw him, or did you see something in him, or he kind of came to you, and then you guys kind of You know,
he went to school, and then I was in strike force, and he saw me like on TV or something, and then Facebook hit me up like, yo, you're fighting, you know? No, he didn't curse. Sorry, fudging, fighting. But so then I'm like, pull up, you know, and then he started training, and then the crazy part of how Belal, his presence really rocked the gym. Like CFT, because we had people who we had in development trying to build them up, and Belal came in, and I'm working with him, and he's always been a sponge. Like, meaning like we're sparring, and I'm a veteran, and I'm hit him with something different. Next thing you know, dude, you just hit. He'll immediately hit me back with the same moves that I just hit him with, like immediately mid sparring, not even another round later. And that's why I'm like, this dude is, you know, he just was paying attention. He's always just been a student of the game in that manner. And then to a point where I remember when I started taking him around to the other pros, you know, in the Chicago, Terry Martin and the other pros, they'd be like, look, we don't deal with no amateurs, get him out of here. And I'm like, bro, he's all right. And I remember, like, even Terry's got to go public, you know, here. So
he's a beast.
And then Terry was a beast, and Terry was like, man, you know, so then Terry thought he was like a little baby Mike Tyson. And then so Terry was trying to knock Belal out, and Belal drops him. Boom.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, bro, he might not hit hard, but he hits hard enough. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about it. Like, I have natural power where I hit you one time and you're like, yeah, screw that, I'm fighting long. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you when you're in there, you feel somebody and you touch, like, oh, okay, I could take that. You're measuring. With me, I touch you, people be like, yeah, smart people, they be like, immediately go, yeah, I'm fighting you like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing, you know, and that's cool. And I'm all right, cool. I'm not in a lot of slug fights because people go, like, I'm not trying to slug it out with Lou. That's just stupid. And then so, but with Belal, people feel, but now you see him, he's everybody in the world's favorite training partner. Why? Because he has control and patience, and just, we can spar and not get hurt and have good rounds and et cetera, you know what I'm saying? It don't have to be the war that some gyms make it, which is non-beneficial for anything, because you cannot get into your bag of creativity if you're defensive all the time, or if you're the hammer all the time. Sometimes you got to be the nail just so you can see where you're getting hit at. You know, like, you have to allow yourself, practice cannot be the fight, you know what I'm saying? And that's the confusion some of these generations have, where they don't allow themselves the mistakes to grow.
Yeah. Speaking of styles and camps, you and Belal went overseas and trained with Khabib.
Yeah.
Correct? So what was that experience for you? Because you talk about safety and training and everything, and Belal had stated that, like, they were very reserved, like they took care of each other. Like, what was your experience?
My perspective, it was like watching your baby drown.
Now, when you say that, putting Belal up with him, right?
Oh, no. And then the lifeguards just telling you, shut up, mother. As they drown your baby down there. That was my perspective.
Yeah.
And
how do you explain that? Like, why are they so dominant?
The thing is, they're basic. And even Belal, I mean, I don't want to. We got frustrated a lot because Belal's creative. They're not creative. I mean, I'm not saying that, oh, God, I got to watch what they are.
By them, you mean Khabib and his camp?
It's
right?
not like they're not creative. Each one of them is different. Islam trains different. Like, all of them have a base of grappling. Depending on who you go with, you might throw one kick, and you might not want to, you know, put that much mustard on it. You know, I just want to kick you because I see the opening. No, I'm going to grab the leg. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to hold you there for 5 minutes. And I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my position. And that is frustrating because I just lost 5 minutes of training, my round on the bottom, from a kick that I just decided to pull, and you just held me down. You're not gaining anything, and I'm not gaining anything. But
you can't get up.
But you can't get up. They're not training to be creative on the ground and, oh, let me try this leg lock or something. No, you're down.
Now, the hell out of you.
Now all the coaching goes to get up. It's not even about the guy on top. So the coaching from Khabib or anybody is going to be, get up. I can't get up. And that's it. So now you got 5 minutes of trying your damnedest from a grown man who knows how to mount you, of just holding you there, not really trying to do much. He's not peppering. He's not going for submission. Again, we understand as martial artists, if I go for something, it creates me an opportunity to get out. But if the person on me is just a rock and just holding me, it's a different world.
And you have to be so physically exhausted, right?
Exactly. And then you got another round with Khabib. You understand? Like, there is no soft rounds. And that round is continuous. And in that camp, the camp was way harder than the fight. As you see, the fight was a breeze. The camp was rough. And again, Belal, though, we went through that camp. It wasn't easy. And again, sometimes when things end positively, you forget the dark shit you went through to get to that positiveness. Yeah. And so now he's like, yo, let's go to Dagestan. I'm like, you ready for that again? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you must have forgot that. But again, because it was time, me there, again, my role, I almost felt like I was just there as a mental coach, as a friend, to just keep his spirits high, to keep his mom's not there, his home cooking food is not there. I'm just there to be like, yo, let's smile, let's laugh. We got another practice in 3 hours. We got to find a way to see some sun before we get to another dark cloud, which is just more drowning. Yeah. And that's the thing, because in the camp, honestly, a lot of times we were training for Brady, but everybody else was training for Belal, if you know what I mean.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
how are they so dominant, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is he, like, what?
Bro, they don't do anything. It's basics. It's basic. It's basic grappling, a lot of it. Everything. It's, you know how, like, here, jiu-jitsu day is grappling day. Boxing day is grappling day. Kickboxing day and grappling day. Grappling day is like the rice. It's with everything. Everything you do, we can go bike ride in grappling. We can go play soccer in grappling. Yeah. Like, it's coming. And so they don't act like, have you noticed, Khabib never act like he wanted to be some world-class striker. And what you see a lot of these guys in the past do, they try to adapt their game and prove, now I'm this. And then they end up getting beat by somebody who goes and out-grapples them. Right. Because they always try to change their identity, like, I'm not just this.
Ronda Rousey, prime example.
No, her coaching, I would still slap her whole entire coaching staff. Like, bro, like, they had a Lamborghini and just wrecked it. Yeah. But again, if your coaches, and that Belal would tell you too, I'm a good friend because I'm the one that's gonna tell you you're up. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, yeah, and there's not a fight that whether we win or lose, that I'm just like, you did great. No, because I'm there to look for the mistakes. I'm there to look for what the next coach is looking for.
Now, with the Sean Brady fight, right? It's funny. I was sitting there, we were watching, my mom sitting there, we were going nuts. You know what I'm saying? She's like, blah, And obviously, Sean Brady was knockout power, everything else. And, you're there corner with Khabib and everything else. Was that ever a game plan? To go hands?
Yeah. Or the thing was, everybody has, like, Belal is like, he has a lot of coaches. So everybody gives their
2 cents.
Their 2 cents. Whether how you can only, like anything. What you use is up to you. But me personally, and you can go back and watch old Sean Brady fights. This is what I saw when I watched him fight. I saw a tank of a human. He's a tank. But I also saw the eyes. And as a fighter, I look at the eyes of when we get hit. How do we absorb it? When I see him get hit, I see the little boy in him. And so, and like I said, Belal, we got to go light him up. That was my whole thing with him. I said, he'll go through the fire to get you because he knows that once he clasps his hands, he's going to drown you. But he doesn't like the fire. He acts like he likes the fire. He doesn't like the fire. And that's the thing I picked up from Sean Brady watching the footage. I said, Belal, he doesn't. I watched 4 or 5 fights, and I'm like, this man does not. Now, I'm not saying anybody likes to get hit. But the way Gaethje gets hit, and the way, you understand, like,
it's what you do after that.
Yeah, it's the way certain people get hit and be like, You understand, like, some people, like, it's an energy. And for me, I always saw Sean went to his safety net when the going got tough. He was reaching for safety blanket, and then he finds blanket, and then he's comfortable. He's not comfortable until he does this. Till he puts. So again, all day long, the game plan was we don't let him grab us, and we just light him up. That's all we did. And after a while, 2 rounds of that, and he's like, I want to know drown.
Awesome.
So we got to go back to this drowning baby analogy. Like, how do you coach him? How do you coach Belal when are you coaching? You said you were there, as a friend, but like,
no, I'm coaching.
Okay, like when he's in there with Khabib and those guys, like, what are you telling him? You know what I'm saying?
Like, it depends on like who's coaching. Sometimes I'm coaching against him. Sometimes I'm coaching with him. Yeah. I would rather be with him, but if Coach Javi and Khabib are coaching for Belal, then that means I got to do my thing, go coach Giz for Abu Bakr or something. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I would be, there to help coach Belal. And the thing is, you can try, but unless there's windows of opportunity to tell somebody to, hey, try this, because the person I'm yelling can hear me say it too. So, and they're not doing enough to where it can get lost in a scramble. So it's hard to coach against pure grapplers who don't have a ref forcing them for action. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like if the ref's not there forcing the action, then
it's just you're there.
Then all you can say is get up.
Yeah.
Underhook right, underhook left. Use the cage. You can only say the same.
And you already know it's like, man, this dude's.
Do you feel like you felt a special bond with that camp just based on the faith? Because Belal had hinted at that. You know what I mean? Did you feel a vibe?
It was a real. It was peace. It was peace, and almost like just knowing the victory was in front of us because we put the work in. Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, when you leave no rock unturned, it's a gratifying feeling. No matter what the outcome is, you did everything. You got up and you went to a whole new country almost 2 months ahead of time, 6 weeks, just to make sure that you were ready for everything. And then we end up not even grappling.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. It was just crazy. It was all hands,
Yeah.
So you were there, and it's funny, we talked about with Belal, and it's like we brought up Hasbulla.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, man, Lewis Taylor tried grabbing him, picking him up, and he looked at him like, who the hell is this guy? What was that, dude?
Oh, I like Hezzy, like...
you call him Hezzy now?
Yeah, he was, Hezzy. Yeah, it was cool, because the first night, like, it was funny, because of course you're in Dubai, so you got these famous people, 50 Cent and 6ix9ine and Rick Ross. They're all like just walking around, and you're like, you know what I mean? You don't want to go ask for a picture and this and that. You're just like, they go this person. Yeah. What's up? A head nod, and you keep it moving, be a kosher. But then this little Hezzy comes in, and we're sprinting like 2 schoolgirls going to see the Backstreet Boys. Hezzy! You know what I'm saying? And that's the way we, and then, from there, it was just, in the first night we met him, he had just came in from Australia. He's kind of tired and whatever, kind of grumpy. But then we're like, do this, like a little puppet dance. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. And then at the end, we had got some earlier pictures. Then at the end, I think for his social media account, they asked for another one. And then he went to take it, and then he punched Belal, like, do me, punch me. And then after that, we were cool. Every time he see me, he'll come just, yo, let's go. And I'll fight with you all day. Somebody record this.
What is his connection? Is he boys with Khabib or like?
They were all from the same village in Dagestan. They were like, it's a amazing village apparently.
Right? They're all monsters.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, so many superstars out of that small area. You know. So they were all from the same village, and they were like neighbors. So. And then I don't know how Hasbulla's rise came, but he's just an anomaly.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you feel like you built a friendship with the people in the Khabib camp or Khabib, or do you feel like there was some sort of like the coolness between?
Yeah, it was always good, man. Yeah. As far as Islamic faith, it's educational because I'm new, so it would be things like Khabib come bring me a pair of shorts. And I'll be like, oh, thank you, bought me a gift. I'll be like, no, just so you can cover your legs. But then it'd be those times where all the fighters are working, and now it's just me and him sitting in a sauna, just cool moments, just like talking for like in an hour, and you're hot and you want to get out, but but you're like, I'm not leaving before Khabib. No, and then, just dopeness.
What do you guys like talk about? Or just chilling like that?
Mainly just life, you know. And the funny thing is, you don't really remember what you talked about. And I remember the next. I said I should have wrote that down. But I just don't. And the farther you get from it, the less you remember. Right. But it's just, you just remember vibes, modes. And it's the same thing, how we even, we've been knowing him before he was the rock star, which, again, a lot of people don't remember. Khabib became that after the Conor fight. So, like, it was crazy because remember, we fought in Abu Dhabi a couple of times. So, the first time we went there, we were like, the step kids, we wasn't invited to the Nas complex or to the Khabib camp or nothing like that. We were down there on our own, just doing our thing. This time it was like different because we always imagine like damn, what is like what they doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We always want to know what it felt like, and to have that opportunity this time around to be like, yo, y'all can come with us. Like it's a certain stamp. And then even when he only allowed me and Belal early on, and then after he got, more time, then he allowed Jared and Who's to come in. But at first they like, no, brother, we don't want, But really it's a feel out to see, they don't want too many people that's not in a circle around. But it was just that honor, like, yo, you actually got the invitation, which few get to spend that time, But but it's not fun and games, and it's rigorous, tough training. It's old school training. It's old school dieting, but it works for them, and they have multiple world champions, and we want to let them. We got Leon coming up, so we're gonna go get another taste of that. But it's no fun. A lot of people say I want to go. I'm like, bro, you don't.
Yeah, it's brutal work. What do you think you took away the most from that experience being with him?
It's just like when you're in America and you're training, you can go to a nice gym here, but there's always a weak link. You know what I'm saying? There's always a round off. That one guy that's not as good as everybody else. That you got 6-7 rounds in you. 2 of those rounds might be tough. The other 5 are soft, or might be the other way around. 5 of them are tough too. Every round is a dog fight. Yeah. Every round. So it's like, even if they're not as good as somebody else, they're good. They just in a different way. Yeah. So it's just you can't breathe as easily. Your training sessions, no matter who rotates in front of you, you didn't want to see him. You know what I'm saying? It's just like how much you didn't want to see the person who's in front of you. Like, oh, and the one person you really don't want to see is Khabib.
Especially in the back end, you're like,
the worst part about Khabib was he's on his own schedule. So we would be like, say the session, we there, and then we would be training, say we started, say, 8 a.m., and we're supposed to be done at 10 a.m. It'll be 10 a.m., we're done, we're like high-fiving, good session. Belal! Cage!
Bro, he just showed up.
Bro, that's just...
But do you think he does that on purpose? Like, so you're worn out, and now let's go, dog. And now it's time to push, or he just, it is what it is.
It's just
like... Pacquiao does the same thing. He just wakes up. And whenever he wakes up naturally, then they start going.
That's dope. But for Khabib, he doesn't have to be there. So anytime he's giving you any mat time, any vocal time, it's you better take it. And then even if you don't want it, I'm tired. You're too tired to work with him? Yeah. Really? Yeah. Hello. In that case. And that's the thing. Like, and another thing they do, every single practice is critiqued. Every single practice is critiqued. Meaning, like, all grown men get on the floor. Coaches on the bench. All the coaches, myself included, we all just give our feedback of each. Or, if your name didn't get called, you had a good day. Again, what you did wrong, what we saw out of you, every day is critiqued, which is something we don't do here. At the end of our practices, 1, 2, 3, go. That's it, There, every practice is, yo, you look like today. Not like that, in an Islamic way.
A real vantage.
It's a constructive criticism.
Yeah, like you're not holding back. If somebody did bad, like you.
Yeah, no, it's.
But also, it's in your head, so so you leave.
No, the thing is, not being called out is like you
want to be called out.
No,
right?
you don't.
You don't.
You don't. Not being called out is like, yes, I didn't get called out. Like, not being picked on or not being scrutinized in front of everybody, not being brought down to a certain level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, you could be up high. You know, like, I'm such and such world champion of Bellator or wherever. I'm one UFC getting chewed out in front of the whole, you know, it's not private chewing out. It's not, hey, yo, you know, you should work on your jab. No. It's in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So, and if I can chew him out, who's higher than the most, I'm going to chew the least, you feel me? And that's the thing. So the days that you did not get called out, you were like, I had a good day.
Yeah.
You know, beyond that, that's what they on. They hey, you look like trash. What are you doing? Did you sleep? Then they would take their phones.
I heard that.
Yeah, they were like, nah, you ain't getting enough sleep. Give me your phone. You know, like, what are you doing? Like, bro, we're here to train. We're
You
here
take
to
Belal's
work.
phone, just mess with him, like, give me your phone.
No, he was good because they knew Belal was there.
No, I'm saying you
Yeah.
were him on the side. Like,
Oh, yeah, give me your phone.
dog.
Yeah, we did. Got to the room. But no,
Ain't talking to him.
like I said, it's, and I would love to bring that energy to the States, but I'm not. I don't have my own gym and this and that. And so it's just like, at some point, though, if I ever go down that route, all these nuggets, you know, how does this coach work? How does this coach work? How does, you know, what is it, you know, even when I was just with DJ Walton last week, who's probably the most professional out of everybody I've ever been around. He's like, I'm like, good Lord. Even after the fight, report card, like everything is critiqued from the top to bottom. I'm like, this man is a beast, you know? And it's just another level, but I'm always a student, and that's the thing. We all are students of life. You wouldn't be here doing a podcast if you're not in here to open up yourself to more energy, you know? Not being closed-minded is such a blessing.
And we ask a lot of people this, and, you know, you being a fighter, you know, just being raised in a gang-infested area, you know, it is what it is. It's not like you chose it, your family didn't choose it, just the way it is. How do you get that negativity? Because there's so much negativity in this world, right? Mm-hmm. And it's always in your brain. And I know you're very, you know, religious in your faith. How do you cope with that every day, you know, become a world champion? Like, how do you get those negative vibes out of your head?
You know, the company you keep, even your friends, like, you got to be careful. The jokes, stop making a fat joke to the fat kid. Stop making a short joke to the short kid. Stop bullying down on your friends. Be a real friend. Call them out for the shit that they can change. You know, if they're fat and they're just not putting in the effort, then work with them. You know what I'm saying? You should want everybody around you to be as good as you, or you should be trying to climb to be as good as them who is in front of you. And that's just where it's at. Like, anything else is BS. You know, any other people in your life is BS, whether they're family or not. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, just making sure that the people around me genuinely want to see me do well, and they're not jealous of me. Like they always say right now, who can you celebrate with? Like, I might have I just hit a lick on something. I did a business move. Oh, I made, $20,000. I can't even call you and celebrate with my friends. You know, even if it's, why, you know what I mean? Like, small, stupid things like that matter. And you should pay attention to who you can't call. And if they calling you for this or that, but you can't even call them to celebrate because you don't want to offend them because they're in a bad place with their wife or whatever they got going on. Like, bro, I should be able to not just party with you, but celebrate different victories, moral victories. And also, the best one is this. As a father, just like, the men who are not good fathers are not good men. And that is just something I'm realizing in my age right now. That is something I just, like, for me, when I meet somebody, and I'm a father, so when I talk to another man and I'm like, yo, so how's your kids? And they're not in their kid's life, I don't want to be in that person's life. Because I know that's just another thing, like, for fakeness as a radar. Make sure that the men around you, even if they're not with the wives or whatever the case be, if they're terrible dads, then they're terrible humans.
And that's, so I asked Warren English last night, and I go, what question could I ask Louis Taylor, you know? And he goes, how did it feel? Because, you know, you touched earlier, like, you know, post a picture of your family before you fought, and then your kids walking into the ring or the cage after you won that $1 million. What was that feeling like?
You know, the thing is, I started that question long and never finished the end, but it wasn't never about the money. It's just about the accomplishment of winning a world title, the accomplishment of knowing that the method I chose for myself as training was an elite method that could win at the highest level. That's what it was for me. Validation. It was just a moment of validation, because the money is just a number that people attach. It really means nothing. But a certain accomplishment in the business world or, spiritual world, those are the ones that really impact you. For me, it's just a validation, like, I knew I could do this. I could accomplish that. And having my kids there, they were so young. It was funny to see how they interpreted it, because my little tough rock cried. My oldest daughter, Layla, she cried, and my youngest daughter, who's softer, she just celebrated. And so it was just funny to watch the way they had it, and just to have them in a cage and to celebrate and to know that I had the ability to change their lives in the future was awesome.
Nice. What do you ultimately want your legacy on this earth to be?
I have zero idea about that.
What would you like it to
I think about that question, but it's not an easy answer.
Yeah.
It's not an easy answer, and I'm still developing who that person is, because now that I'm moving myself away from fighter, coach, who do I want to be at the end of this lifespan? I don't know, but I think it's going to end up being, at the end of the day, it's going to be something positive, something that's helpful for the community, for the kids, for the people, for parents, because those are the things that I am driven to.
Betterment of the future.
Mm-hmm. The future me is probably going to be somebody who wants a better gym for this sport, or better places for girl dads to go out. You understand? Something along that line. But first thing we have to do is financially set ourselves before we can get into the entrepreneur part, because as you saw with like Nipsey Hussle, you can't, like, I can want the best for a community, but if the community don't want best for itself, I can die right there trying to build it. And that's something I don't want as well. So I don't want to ever have to try my best to give back by putting myself in danger or taking myself away from my kids. But I definitely want to continue to promote, put the guns down, other ways of, like I said, gang culture is soft culture. Most of them can't fight. That's why they shoot. They're scared to fight. They don't even want to lose a fight. They'll lose a fight and go shoot. They won't even, let me go get better and fight again. No. Gang culture is scared culture, and they're just confused kids who had no other outlet, had no other upbringing, had no other role models, never saw any other parts of the world. Most of them never saw any other neighborhoods in Chicago, because it's such a closed off area, but when you expand people's just their perspective of their own bubble, it changes them. You know what I'm saying? If you, like, for me, you take me, a kid from Chicago, and put him in California, it took me a few months, but after a while I was like, wait, ain't nobody trying to kill me. I could just cross the street normally, you know what I mean? Like, because that's where it was, like, you didn't trust. And it took me some months to change from, somebody, pure 100% South to somebody who could actually vibe with the California frequency, which is a much more positive, laid back frequency.
Yeah. So I feel like, obviously more to come, but I feel like the life that you've lived is already a great legacy to show that you can get out of the gang culture. You can become a world champion MMA fighter. You can travel all over the world. You can be around celebrities. You can do anything you really want to if you set your mind to it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you start. You know what I mean? It's where you end up.
For sure.
So,
like I said, I appreciate that and agree with you 100%. And just remember, the company you keep, if you can, is so important. It's so important. Like, if everybody around you is on go, you're gonna be on go. And that means no matter how you want to look at it, if it's gym, if it's gun, if it's basketball, but put it in the right focus, you know what I'm saying? Look at people like Kevin Hart, everybody around me, everybody's just on the same page. When you catch that energy, and even if it's just 2, 3, you're going to make it because, you got each other to bounce the energy off. But when you constantly hang around people you feel obligated to hang around or be around because we've been friends since we were 5, nice, we can still be friends. Don't mean because we separate we're enemies. It just means that I need to turn the chapter. I need to find people that's going to help me get to where I want to go. Especially, I might not even know where I want to go, but I know I don't want to be here. I know I want to keep moving forward.
Right.
Lewis Taylor, I appreciate the time that you have. Obviously, plug your Instagram page so people know.
It's from Chicago. Lewis Taylor. Put the guns down, Taylor.
Right on.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you for your time. You're an amazing person, amazing man, and you keep kicking ass and laugh, brother.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
For sure.